Hello and welcome back to Chasing the Target. In this episode, we'll be reviewing the match between India and Ireland at the ICC Women's T20 World Cup in South Africa. And India just scraping through to the semi-finals. They won the game by 5 runs thanks to Duckworth and Lewis. There was suddenly a lot of wind in that game. If you see the second half of India's innings, suddenly the wind picked up. It was difficult, for the bowlers, for the batters, for everybody. It was it was really harsh winds, but the game continued. India got to a reasonable target, 155. It looked like throughout the innings they were struggling in and out, but Smriti Mandana stepping up and showing her class. It was a highest score, I think, in a World Cup, and 87 of 56, strike rate of 155. She picked up really well in mid innings. Got dropped a few times as well, a bit lucky, but she made it count. Some really good strikes down the ground towards the leg side and really picked up that run rate. But yes, I think India, just creeping through to the semifinals. There are, positives and negatives. We will discuss that. Oi, hoi, hoi, assalamu alaikum. Thank you, boss. How are you, man? I hope you're doing well. It's been a while. I hope everything is good with you in Canada, and let's catch up soon. I hope you're enjoying the cricket and football as well. But yeah, man, India, I think aaj thoda sa, they got a bit lucky with that Duckworth Lewis, because Ireland were batting well before that rain came in, and Gabby Lewis, the youngster, started off with a lot of confidence, and they're playing scoops, reverse sweeps, and they're looking good. Kabare Canada, summer shuru ho gaya. Bhai, kahan se shuru hua? It's still peak winters. It's still February over there. I heard that there's not as much snow this time in Canada, but sardi to sardi hoti. But I'll come inshallah soon, man. Just depending on some work and stuff, I'll hopefully make a trip soon. Closer to the summer. I think summer is the best time to be in Canada. But yes, speaking of the cricket, India have qualified. That's confirmed. They're in the semi-finals. So the worrying signs for me, like if I watched this game in isolation, or even all of India's performances, the middle order, I think that's a worrying sign. Whether it's Harmanpreet, Deepti, even Jemima Rodriguez today batted really well, but in general, there is an issue there finishing off games. We saw the last game against England, again against Ireland. Here they could have got to a 160 plus, at least 170 target, but they didn't manage that. I know there was wins and everything, but I felt Ireland started off more confidently. The way they batted, Ireland compared to India, they looked more confident despite losing 2 wickets. India, England, Australia, who would be the fourth team to make the semi-finals? I think it's Sri Lanka and South Africa in contention. New Zealand have a long shot. I don't know if they'll make it. For me, it'll probably be South Africa. I think they'll make it. I think they'll beat Bangladesh on net run rate. They might go through, because if you see, Sri Lanka lost badly to New Zealand, and they have one more game left, right? Sri Lanka, is that against Australia, or are they done? I'm not sure, but I think South Africa will be that team. I had them all this whole time in the semi-finals, so I'm hoping that they make it. But it looks like it'll be India Australia semi-finals, and that's going to be a tough one for India. Look, this Indian team, it hasn't been the best World Cup. Against Pakistan, they struggled a bit in certain times. They relied on Richa Ghosh to come in and finish it off for them. Against England, they lost that game. Again, death bowling was an issue, like the Pakistan game. And batting wise, they just couldn't, in the middle order, again, they couldn't up the ante. After they got a decent start, they couldn't up the ante and keep up with the required rate. So that's been an issue. The game that they won was, what other games they won? They beat Pakistan, and there's another team, they beat West Indies. In that West Indies game, again, it was, I don't remember that game, but I think, again, it was a good performance, but issues. Yes, now I remember. I think they restricted them to 115, 120 and chased it down. So again, in that, I remember that the West Indies openers got off to a good start. They didn't lose a wicket. And then, India fought back well. But the problem with India is it's been those middle overs with the bowling, the spinners. Deepti, Rajeshwari, Gaikwad, and these girls have not been performing to the levels that we normally see of India. And India normally make use of these slower conditions. The spinners in particular pick up wickets, and they're not being able to do that. Even today, Ireland, yes, you got 2 wickets in the first over. After that, Ireland were putting up a very good partnership. It looked dangerous if they continue to bat. especially if they came on after Duckworth and Lewis and some overs were cut, I think Ireland would have been in the front seat. So those are kind of worrying signs that they have to really, look at. Abrar is in the house. I say go in and make the 14 to go into the semis. So what is the equation now? Because I think Sri Lanka is also there, but South Africa on net run rate, I feel that they'll probably qualify. And yeah, I think Abu Bakr Febme Summer. I don't know, man. Global warming is happening in Toronto. Sri Lanka is out. New Zealand beat them by 102 runs. New Zealand are second now. Sri Lanka and New Zealand have no games left. Okay, so then, oh damn, Sri Lanka are gone, man. After such a good start, so it looks like South Africa need to beat Bangladesh by a good margin. Remember, if you can tell me what the equation is in that sense, how much do South Africa need to win by, or like what the run rates are, because depending on that, it'll see. I know what New Zealand and South Africa's run rates are. I'm not exactly sure. Sri Lanka are out. Oof. I thought they were in, but yes, okay, fine. So then it's between New Zealand and South Africa. Let's see who goes through. My money's on South Africa, home side, relatively good pace attack, some quality batters as well. And in general, I think they've had a better tournament than New Zealand, even though it's not much difference. New Zealand had a thumping win against Sri Lanka. Apart from that, they've been very disappointing. Amelia Kerr came to the party yesterday and batted really well. A very good performance from her. She's New Zealand's bright prospect, but apart from that, they don't look that same New Zealand. If I say when they go through, better run rate for South Africa than New Zealand. Yes, okay, so they need to beat Bangladesh again. It won't be a piece of cake, but I think they're favorites to win and go into that semi. So then it'll be South Africa versus England and India, Australia. It's going to be tough because in India, again, I'm telling you. Yes, they've relied on one or two players to get them home. Today was Smriti Mandana and Rain. Previously, it was Richa Ghosh. Before that, Jemima Rodriguez and Richa Ghosh again. The team has not stepped up, especially the middle order. If you see, they haven't stepped up collectively. Even Faz has also discussed that with me, that it's just one or two contributions. You don't have, a 20 of 8 or a 15 of 3 or something like that. Small contributions from everyone. At least either they perform or they don't perform. Today again, Harmanpreet 13 or 20. That was a really slow innings. India and Australia semi-final hoga lagta hai, वैसे ही दिख रहा मुझे भी. I think पक्का वही है, because England have topped that group. India versus Australia in the semis, with the intent we have no chance. I kind of agree. Like, it's going to be tough if you're going to play like this, and they have looked sluggish, India. And if I compare it to other tournaments, even if you take the last T20 World Cup in Australia, India were much better over there. They were more aggressive, and the spinners were doing the job. I think that's also a concerning thing. In the middle overs, they're not being able to pick up wickets. They're not allowed being able to close games. And with the bat also, I felt that today they should have, once Smithy got to that 80, whether it was her or somebody else, Deepti Sharma, they should have finished it off and taken the score to 170. You have to be more ruthless, especially in these kind of games, because when it comes to Australia, there's no margin for error. If they won't even let you get to 150 Australia if you're going to play like that. Worried for India against Australia. Chirag Bhai calling it. I think that's the thing. Against Australia, you'll need like a crazy individual performance or like a proper collective performance with no errors at all, and you need Australia to make mistakes. You have to put pressure on them, but you need to show that intent. You have to be aggressive. You can't be playing like trying to save your wicket or anything like that. You have to be aggressive. Again today, Shifali looked kind of out of sorts. Whether that was the extra wind or the pitch, I'm not sure, but she couldn't get going as well. Normally she gives India a good start, and then someone in the middle or lower order can capitalize. Hopefully today's knock for Smithy gives her confidence for a big score against the mighty Aussies. Yeah, it was a really good knock, but again, she had chances. Those simple sitters. One sitter, though, I remember clearly, she was dropped. That should have been taken. So, like, against Australia, you can't be giving those chances. So even Smriti Mandana, I will criticize. Certain times she also needs to be careful in shot selection. Yes, they talked about the wind in the post-match, and they said that kind of caused an issue with their batting. But look how Ireland were batting. They looked more fluid in the power play, even though they lost 2 wickets. New Zealand's net rate is 0.138 and South Africa is 0.685. So South Africa win, they are through. They have to beat Bangladesh. That England game was a chance to increase chances for semi-final by dodging Australia and semi, but we took the chase too casually. Look, India have played Australia in a semi-finals before in a World Cup. I think it's the 50-over World Cup in 2017, I think. And India won. There was Harmanpreet special. Maybe something like that is in store. We don't know. But yes, on evidence of this World Cup, from all the games, it looks like Australia are favorites, England are second, then it's India, and then it's whoever comes in, South Africa or New Zealand. That's the order I look at in terms of strength, and India will have their work cut out. They have to be on their game. It's going to be very difficult. joining me is my co-host. What's up? Oh,
जीत जाते यार इंडिया तो टेंशन ना करो
जीत जात मगर आज थोड़ा टेंशन ले लिया था मैं, थोड़ा बहुत आया, स्पेशली जब खाली डिफरेंस 5 था डकवर्थ लुईस का. इफ आयरलैंड केम बैक, दैट equation would have been even better for Ireland, because when Duckworth Lewis comes into play,
yeah,
it's
the
in favor of
overs and runs cover. No, but I think yeah, I mean in
sluggish
good
performance,
start
man,
था.
today.
First ball पे wicket चले गया थोड़ा बहुत, but Gabby Lewis, man, that she's been phenomenal through the tournament for Ireland, and you
Yeah.
called it, हाँ. पूरा जबरदस्त खेले थे, but कहीं ना कहीं I had the belief still that India would manage to get a wicket through Renuka or something would happen. I mean, इतना जल्दी तो हार नहीं मान सकते. Good thing was that, you know, the start that we wanted in the last match that we didn't get with what's her name, Shefali Verma, she did give us a start again.
But
With
very
Smithy
slow,
and
not the typical start that you wanted. It was a very sluggish innings.
yeah, but फिर भी जो भी है, let's just look at the positives for now. But
नहीं, मैं इसलिए
मेरे
बोल
हिसाब
रहा हूँ because you have to take the opposition also into account, right? अगर ऐसे मैच में you expect them to get to 170, 180 and be a bit more dominant.
Yeah, but I mean, I enjoyed Smithy's innings, man. Like the shots that she played and stuff. Some of them were class shots. Chikka jo mari down straight down the ground. Something else. But yeah, looking at the semi-finalists right now, Australia, India. Hopefully, it's going to be like something else to watch out. Intent के वजह से जैसा चिराग भाई बोले, मुश्किल है. But नामुमकिन नहीं है, obviously. If we get going, it'll be good. And Harmanpreet के ऊपर थोड़ा, you know, criticism और heavy हो गया है, because again she, you know, didn't manage to make a lot of runs. And that middle order again collapsed, and this time Richa Ghosh also collapsing with a little bit of scares. Jemima bhi thoda bahut aake haath di, but yeah, I think it's looking a little difficult, but
Even
not
because अगर मैं
impossible.
overall देख रहा हूँ, स्मिथी भी chances दी, like, you know, it wasn't a clean innings.
Yeah.
Yes, she capitalized after that and she batted beautifully, and she's really developed her power game and clearing the boundary after the power play. I agree with that, but like, you know, even she gave chances. Shefali didn't look, you know, in touch. Harmanpreet again very slow. Deepti Sharma falling first ball. So there's a lot of concerns there. Now against Australia, bhai, either everybody has to contribute and go crazy, or you need one like crazy knock, either from
Inspiration, yeah.
like, you know, you need 140 balls just sack it hard. And otherwise it looks difficult, because this Australian team will put more pressure. I don't think they'll let you get to 150 either. Like, you know, the way they play their game, they're going to put more pressure on you, and it's going to be a crazy game. But you never know. India normally peak early, right, in tournaments, even in women tournaments. So maybe they're going to peak later, and maybe semi-finals, finals, you'll see some outstanding performance. I just feel is written in the stars for India this time around, with the women's IPL and everything. It's in South Africa. That's where MS Dhoni lifted the trophy. So there might be something there. But I'm giving India a 30% chance, I think, out of and Australia 70%. That's what I'm.
Yeah, I mean, if you go through the journey, yeah, it's been up and down. In the Pakistan game also, but like the Pakistan game is also one thing that we can draw inspiration from, the way we came back, right? I mean, it will look like a far-fetched, क्या बोलते, you know,
But
comeback,
normally
but
you win
they
those games
managed to do it.
convincingly. That's why it's taking confidence out of Chirag bhai. That's why, because normally the
चिराग भाई
Pakistan game.
कॉन्फिडेंस चिराग भाई हर मैच में कॉन्फिडेंस चला रहा चिराग भाई का चिराग भाई
No, normally
चिराग
these games,
चिराग गौतम कुछ कर रहा हो तुम
Ireland, Pakistan, West Indies, normally you win these with more confidence. Like, you know, I know the pitches, the wind. आज तो भाई हवा देखे कैसा एकदम से आके सब गिर जा रहे थे
मेरे बाल उड़ रहे थे और ऐसा
So I understand there's a few changes, but still, like, they don't look as confident. But hopefully they peak in the semifinals. Their best performance is left for the
me, I
Aussies.
think,
And then
yeah,
England potentially.
Dipti Sharma will be very crucial against Australia. Agar spin win hua beach mein, and then she comes and picks up a few wickets, then I'll be a little bit interesting to see. But main वो Alisa Khala को निकालना है यार, वो Alisa Perry and उन्हें Meg Lanning, man. These two have been,
What about
you know,
Alisa Healy?
yeah, Healy है वो Perry है
पेरी भी है, हीली
दोनों
भी है
जो भी है जो भी है पहली है हीली है
उन्हें भी
हीली
है
है लाल है
Ashley Gardner. She's also
yeah
there.
but the partnership that we're seeing from McLanning and I think it's Elisa Perry only, right, who's been
also Ashley Gardner. She smashed in the last game.
अरे how my Gardner सब है रुको थोड़ा रुको जी
Beth Mooney भी है बस Beth Mooney भी है वहाँ पे
Mad Eye Moody भी है सब है लेकिन I think yeah I mean I feel confident like if we get going inshallah there's going to be no doubts India will give a fight.
नंबर 9 भी छक्के मारते आके
चिराग भाई टेंशन न करो अगर केएल राहुल को मौका दे
देते हैं I wouldn't say miracle, but you need like an incredible, impeccable performance, and like either it's like something out
भाई
of the
चक दे इंडिया में पहले मैच में अपन ना 7-0 हारे थे ऑस्ट्रेलिया से चक दे इंडिया में और लास्ट में क्या हुआ फाइनल में जीत गए तो जस्ट थोड़ा कॉन्फिडेंस रखो you never know and this Indian squad actually looks a little bit more fresher than the previous World Cup at least throughout the World Cup उतना convincingly नहीं
I
जीत रहे पर
completely disagree.
मतलब मेरे हिसाब से बोल रहा हूँ मैं इन टर्म देखो
No,
मैं जितना भी देखा in terms of temperament, they're not losing their shit. Like if you're, for example, Pakistan
yeah.
against, they chased it, right? And against today also, like they managed to get to 155 and stuff. They're getting
But
through
they're looking rusty compared to
they're
other
looking rusty.
tournaments.
Yeah, but in the sense, they're still at least not getting paranoid and like throwing it away. You know what I mean? कुछ तो भी करके fight back तो दिख रहा आपको उसमें.
Women's team selection committee is wise enough not to select KFS, bhai. Man, I do not want to get into this topic again. I really don't. It wastes like 20 minutes of my time every day. Why not cut ahead of Arshdeep in Australia ODI squad? I think Arshdeep, they're
Lost belief
focusing
in
on T20s. I don't know why. I think they tried him in one ODI, a couple of ODIs, and utna nahi chala unhe, but they're
Sri
not.
Lanka का striker है ना?
Huh.
He got
So I
smashed.
don't think they're looking at him. And already, if you see that one day squad for the World Cup, they already have Siraj, what's his name,
Umran.
Shami, or Umran Malik, and I think what's his name, also Bumrah is yet to
Umran
come.
is there.
So there's a lot of options in fast bowling. There's a lot of options, and for left hand, you could go Arshdeep, but I think Unadkat, because he's done really well in the domestic circuit, they're probably rewarding him for that. So yeah.
और कौन है यार लेफ्ट हैंडर और कौन है apart from these two fast bowlers in India?
क्या अर्शदीप नटराजन है इन्हें
नटराजन है
Unadkat है.
नटराजन का तो खैर गायब ही है नटराजन I haven't seen him like in a long time making any
मगर
points
वो
but
भी
yeah
like I think you need to play your best bowlers unless you have a Zahir Khan type or like a proper left hand who's going to be consistently picking wickets. There is somebody in the domestic circuit, you'll see him in the IPL, Mohsen Khan. I think
Mohsen, yeah.
he's very
He's very consistent on Instagram. He's very consistent on Instagram.
No,
Comment
but
आता
if you saw him in the last IPL, the guy has serious pace and he was beating the bat. Khalid Ahmed, छोड़ो भाई, like उन्हें तो मेरे को
हाँ उन्हें तो
palpitation
बहुत
हो गया
पिकता है यार
IPL
उन्हें
में.
बहुत पिकता है यार वो उन्होंने करे भाई
He played for India consistently also. Khalil Ahmed Australia में भी जाके खेला. No, forget it. I think
सनराइजर्स को भी खेला भाई
maybe Mohsin Khan is someone you can look at, but apart from that, just play your best bowlers, man. If they're not left-handed, it's okay. I think now you're at a time where you have to trust if they're right or left. You just have to trust and whoever is your best. And Nathan Lyon proved in the last Test match that the matchups are not always everything. He bowled really well to the right-handers. So I think you just go with your best team in that sense. Harman has a better record against Australia in knockout, so maybe, yeah, exactly. And that was one of my favorite innings of all time. All cricket, men, women, mixed as semi-finals against Australia. First, go and check the highlights. 2017. Go and watch it today on YouTube and just see how she was smashing it. So yeah, she has a good record, and also I think in the last World Cup she batted
बेस्ट
well
इनिंग्स इन मैन एंड वुमेन बोल रहे हो तुम बड़ी बात हो गई है तो देखना पड़ेगा फिर
Yeah, मेरे को तो बहुत पसंद because under pressure था nobody thought everyone's like what the hell is happening she just smashed it and
बड़े भुवन का इनिंग्स यार वाओ समथिंग नेक्स्ट लेवल
हाँ
भुवन का इनिंग्स लगान भुवन का इनिंग्स अंडर प्रेशर था
मगर उसमें थोड़ी डॉजी चीजें भी हुए तो I don't know
मनकट भी हुआ यार उसमें मनकट भी हुआ But yeah, I mean, देखेंगे जाके तो definitely है. But she'll not even giving you that confidence vibes, huh? Lately, she's just coming getting out. So I don't know.
She had one good innings, I think. Was that against West Indies in the chase? But apart from that, yeah, she's not. No one's giving me confidence consistently. Like you said last time, right? It's either Richa Ghosh or Shivali, one or two performing. Otherwise, they're not performing as a unit. Whether it's the bat and ball. And ball again, I mentioned before, the spinners have not been playing to potential, and that's why this Indian team to me is looking a bit weaker because the spinners are not doing the job. Normally, whether it's in New Zealand, whether it's in West Indies, England, wherever you play, the spinners do pick up wickets in the middle overs. Over here, actually, it is conducive to spin bowling, but still they've not been as effective. Before Vinay comes on, calling Harman to win it for the Aussies again.
Now Vinay will come on. सब तो ये होगा ही नहीं. Don ने बोल दिया बोल के. I don't know why, but जब जो भी Don बोलता सही जा रहा. Arsenal gonna win the league, bro.
Arsenal's going to win the league, man. Oh my God. Khalil Ahmed and Chetan Sakaria are left arm option. The top left arm fast options for India right now are Arshdeep, Unadkat, and Mohsen Khan.
Yeah, but Arshdeep को chance देना चाहिए. I think completely shutting him out of the T20.
मगर फैज अगर पूरे फिट है तो तुम्हारे तीन बॉलर कौन रहते हैं फास्ट बॉलर on top of your head if right now
Siraj Shami Malik.
हाँ
Siraj Shami Malik.
And then आपका बैकअप अगर लेना है तो एक अगर just in case fourth.
I would go, yeah, Onat cut for now just because of his performances, maybe. But like Arshdeep, I would want to
So
play him because
you're not
I
considering
want him.
Bumrah.
I'm not because he's injured. I don't know when he's
No,
going to come
no,
back.
they're
On the
all fit
top
actually.
because they're all on the top of my head right now.
No,
Bumrah is never in the top of my
if they're
head.
all fit, your bowling lineup is fit. Who are your four fast bowlers?
My four fast bowlers are
You'll play
Siraj,
three, but who are your four? I'm saying
Bumrah. Yeah, then Bumrah will add no, so four हो जाएंगे ना. With Malik,
Siraj
Siraj,
Bumrah,
Shami.
Shami, Malik.
Yeah, left-hander,
Lefty
right
का
leg,
option ही नहीं है वही है कि
right
like
leg.
you probably go with the right hander.
कुलदीप भाई आके डाल देते lefty. वो ले लिए. Is
Is
United race? Yeah, man. United's always in the race.
United is in the title race, but they're not going to win. But they're in the title race. If
Three
you're three
horse
points
Weghorst.
off,
Let's go, baby. Weghorst, baby.
because everyone is giving answers like no, no, no. I'm saying yes, they're in the title race, but they're not going to
They're
win.
100
That's all I'm
in the
saying. They're
title
in.
race.
We're in the title race, baby. Let's
If we
go.
beat, if we beat Arsenal and Leeds, then we would be on the top right now.
If it's a very thing, what
मैं भूल
about
गया यार भूमिका भूल जाते यार इंजरी में दिमाग से चला यार मार्केटिंग करना पड़ेगी उसकी
I don't think
I don't
Arshdeep
think
is prepared
Arsenal
for longer format. ODI वो 2 ओवर में 5 नो बॉल देता है. Also first class भी
बट
खेला.
प्रिपेयर
I
करना
was going to
पड़ेगा ना
ask you.
प्रिपेयर करना पड़ेगा ना उसके लिए
Yeah.
भी लाइक अगर जैसा अपन यूजुअली बोलते कॉन्फिडेंस जैसे आई मीन कोई भी नया बैट्समैन है या बॉलर है आप अगर उसको एक ही फॉर्मेट में देखें आप दूसरे फॉर्मेट में भी फेंको ना भाई सो आई मीन यू
वो
हैव टू गिव
पांड्या
इट
खत्म कर दिया उसका कॉन्फिडेंस था बेचारे में. क्या चिल्लाया
टाइम
बेचारे. सब देख रहे थे यार. मिस्कीन मेरा छोटू को चिल्ला दिया यार उस पे. उसके बाद और नो बॉल्स रुके नहीं. फैस देखे तुम नो बॉल्स आते गए इसलिए नहीं चिल्लाना यार.
But again, Yaro, like someone who could bowl four, beautiful overs in a T20 match, and after getting so much criticism, coming back with a bang, I think he has the confidence to bounce back even in this format. So I'm not going to shun him out. He has very good confidence and ability to have a good comeback. So Arshdeep will always be one of those I would want in my team.
If we beat City and Everton, we'd have a 10-point lead.
अब मैं डॉन इमीडिएट का बोल रहा हूँ वो सब बातें करते करते मैं यूनाइटेड के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से हो रहा है वैसा होता हम ना कोई भी मैच नहीं आ रहा तो टॉप ऑफ द लीग रहते चले भाई
Yeah, bro, that was a dagger, man. The Jorginho goal was a dagger in my heart.
But I was happy that वो कमीना Emilio Martinez यार वो इतनी कमीनी चीज है.
Bro,
Like
I was when Rashford scored, I didn't get the same feeling when Grealish scored against Arsenal. Oh man, because it's the banter, man. I never, like I always say, Arsenal is my biggest rival, man. I'm not the same United fans like who say Arsenal and Liverpool, I would say, are my biggest rivals for me.
Yeah.
I can't stand these two teams. But it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. City परसों हुआ, bro.
City का मैच परसों हुआ था.
Emi
Martinez, yeah. After that Bruno penalty, I've been looking at him. I hate him, man. Like he's an amazing keeper. I love him as a keeper. Beautiful keeper, amazing keeper. But थोड़े temperamental issues है, which I
just तुम्हारे पास भी वैसी है temperamental issues.
मेरे को कॉपी करेगा उन्हें.
You have to have a bit of issues.
Yeah, crack. You have to be crack.
बुमराह अगर आईपीएल खेला तो ट्रोल होगा. आईपीएल में फिट हो गया, आईपीएल को क्विट.
ये वेल प्ले उन्हें खेलेगा अंशुल भाई. देख लो आप आईपीएल खेलेगा इतना जैसे मुस्तफा
मुंबई खेलेगा.
पैसा इतना दे रहे तो ऑब्वियसली रिटर्न होना उसको और 100% इंजेक्शन जो भी है जो भी जड़ी बूटी खाना है सब खा के आएंगे बुमराह भाई. एंड आई थिंक क्वाइट अ लॉट ऑफ ब्रेक हो गया तो ऐसा मार्केट हो जाएगा कि मैंने इसलिए इतनी रिकवरी पीरियड ली ताकि मैं ये खेल सकता हूँ और अपने आप को इंटरनेशनल तो वो अच्छा मार्केट करने आता मुंबई को कैसा फिट करो.
Like a couple of years ago, Shoaib Akhtar, like I know he says a lot of things and he's wrong also, but he did mention because of Bumrah's action and he talked about like some of the scientific part of it that this guy is going to be prone to injury and he wasn't getting injured, so everybody.
There was something you said 1 hour on this guy's bowling thing or something. Was it Bumrah only that you were telling me उन्हें back ज़्यादा use करता और सब or was it Shoaib Akhtar only?
Yeah, no, it was about Bumrah only. Like just that awkward run up that he has, plus like uses his back. If you see his run up is actually first half the steps he's walking and then he runs, so he's putting a lot of stress on that back. And as you get older, I think the more cricket you play, it becomes more sensitive, and that's the
And the
issue right
biggest thing is, so upper hands are up, right? So it's all shoulder right. So everything is coming from here, and then it all goes on the lower back. So it's like this, and it's like this. The jhatka padta aapko. Kaisa bhi. It's not like it's very unorthodox. It's like something very
unorthodox.
very off. Yeah.
And the thing is,
Uh,
man, he's a massive miss. If he doesn't play the World Cup, it's a huge loss for India. Like the guy is like the best bowler. Overrated, hey bro. Emmy being found out, bro. He's not overrated, man. He's
Emi is
the
just overrated to Don because they sold him, and now he's just
he
upset
fucking
about it.
carried Messi to the World Cup, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
sorry.
Two penalties, man, back to back. I mean,
Now
that's
I
something else.
understand why Venkatesh Prasad was not taken as selector. I sent you these tweets last week, but then this week he went crazy, like more Venkatesh Prasad. I don't know if you saw it,
Yeah.
the tweets, because he last week he did talk about KL Rahul, and then today or yesterday again he went after him, and whatever you said, he basically said that on Twitter. This guy is not even in the top 10 best openers in India. This that I think थोड़ा सा harsh हो गया था उन्हें,
Maybe
लेकिन
he's trying to become the selector to market कर ले रहा अपने आप को कुछ भी तो बोल के because he wanted
I
to he
mean,
did
he
apply
was
for that job.
backing it up. He was backing it up with facts. Like you couldn't really argue with that. But I think like certain things were a bit harsh. But yeah, I mean, fair enough. That's his opinion. He has the
Venki
say.
has just
But
salary वो नहीं मिला बोल के yeah that's what I was saying like he did उन्हें apply करा था job को लेकिन उसको email भेज दिया thank you for your interest in the company but Allah हाफिज बोल के बोल दिया था उसको तो I think
Venkatesh
वो
Prasad
थोड़ा
was in the coaching staff in 2007 or something, right?
yeah he was a bowling coach.
When India
Bowling
won the
coach?
World Cup
Yeah.
T20, he was there, right? In
नहीं
the
नहीं
coaching
I
staff.
don't know I don't remember
No,
that
and
time he was
and the coach was Lalchand Rajput, and Venki was the
बोला तो
bowling coach,
हाँ
and Robin Singh was the fielding coach. Wasn't it like that? Something like that?
something like I remember that Lalchand because his mustache and his head I cannot remember forget. I don't remember Venkatesh Prasad being there, but
Bumrah is directly playing IPL after IPL. Is that true? Yeah, he played a few games against South Africa. He didn't. Did he play? He did. He played in England the Test match and the
yeah,
one
then
day
he went back, right?
series.
He
He
played the
played in
whole thing.
England. I think so. He played the
Yes, he
Test
played the whole
match.
thing. He
He was
went
the
in South
captain of the
Africa.
Test
Yeah,
match. He played the
yeah,
T20s
yeah,
one days, and
yeah.
then he got injured. I think, or something like that. But yeah, it looks like IPL to IPL. That's what it seems like. I think BCCI should compensate IPL fees and ask Bumrah to not play IPL since he was injured during the Indian duties. But it's not about compensating the fees. It's the owners won't let that happen. You have to compensate the owners, and and they're not going to accept unless you.
And at the end of the day, it's a money game. Bhai, who will sit out? Jasprit Bumrah from IPL. It's a way of marketing Indian cricket. So I ideally want Jasprit Bumrah. I mean, if he has one
No,
hand, they'll
look.
want him to play.
First, if it's the World Cup on the line, they would sacrifice it because Bumrah being present in the World Cup is more important than being present in the IPL from a marketing perspective for
But
India.
they can make
But you're
that call,
looking at
right?
but then it's the owner's call, right? You're looking at it from the
Exactly.
owner's
वही तो
perspective is
हाँ.
different. But from India's perspective, what is bigger, seeing him in an India shirt or Mumbai shirt? It's India shirt, right? You're going to market
Anything
more
but
than.
anything but the hospital shirt. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it's fair enough. But from Ambani's point of view, who do you want to play?
वो
Who would
ओनर का है वो
you
तो
want?
का It's not India's point of view, it's the owner. Yeah,
ये
ये
ऑस्ट्रेलिया
ऑस्ट्रेलिया
वाले
वाले.
बैककम एंड स्टार्क हेजलवुड का बैकअप को तैयार कर रखे हैं कभी तो जाना है उनको भी है आई थिंक लैंस मॉरिस है नया बॉलर और स्कॉट बोलैंड भी है तो बैकअप्स तो है उनके पास बट ऑब्वियसली वो लेवल पे नहीं है
Jai
अभी
Richardson is a good bowler as
जाय
well. We saw
रिचर्डसन
him
ऑल्सो बीबीएल में
South Africa.
जबरदस्त डाल रहा था सो है बैकअप्स अपने को दिख के नहीं आते बिकॉज ये लोग बहुत कंसिस्टेंट खेलते हैं अनलाइक आवर इंडियन बॉलर जहाँ आते जाते ये लोग काफी फिट रहते थ्रू आउट द सीजन कमेंस एक्चुअली गया वापस अभी सिडनी को गया हुआ है बिकॉज ऑफ सर्टेन पर्सनल रीजंस के वजह से उनको जाना पड़ा बट ही बी बैक फॉर द थर्ड टेस्ट सो या दैट्स अपडेट ऑन कमेंस बट I think just because वो लोग इतना fit रहते हैं अंशुल भाई throughout the year they maintain themselves very well and they know how to take breaks लेने की गुंजाइश रहती है उनको अपने पास नहीं कि जब तक आपकी हड्डी ना रगड़ ले या टूट जाए जब तक खेलो so yeah I think it's like that.
India will become England in football. Will win once in 50 years, but the IPL will be the biggest league like the EPL.
India will become England in football but like India will win the World Cup again I think this year. That's too many. It's coming home, Don.
In 15 years' time, this will happen. Scott Boland is 33. He will retire before Hazelwood and Cummins.
It looks like that, but he's pretty decent right now. I mean, 33 भी
India
ना
में
दो
टेस्ट
like
मैच तीन.
उतना pace है भी नहीं ना उसको. He doesn't have that much pace also, so he can carry on for another. भाई
Cummins
उन्हें
is what?
कौन है वो
30.
अरे यार वो बुड्ढा 39 years का कौन था यार वो ऑस्ट्रेलिया का the captain of the Hobart Hurricane that got his name. अपन देखे उसको लाइव खेलते वो खैर नाम याद आया तो बोलूंगा he was a captain. नहीं It was Peter Siddle, उन्हें भी 39 का है भाई, खेल रहा
हाँ,
अभी
पीटर
तो
स्टिल
40
इंडिया
का है,
में
तो
टेस्ट मैच
देखते
3 दिन करना चाहिए, नहीं तो बहुत गैप आ रहा है। बिल्कुल सही है भाई, टू एंड हाफ
वाह
डेज। मगर ये जो पिचेस थे स्पेशली दिल्ली का, दैट इट वुड हैव इजीली लास्टेड 4 days, इट्स जस्ट दैट दे स्क्रूड अप इन दैट
बिग
सेशन।
टाइम मैन, 110 balls मैन, दैट्स इट, कैसा
It could have
भाई, वो तो
lasted 4 days,
शर्म
I think, yeah.
आराम
But
से।
gap to thoda bada aa gaya. I think it's much needed for the players, but for us, it's a long gap now. I think March 1st ko hai match, to 10 din to hai. But yeah, Faz, if you're looking at from the Women's World Cup perspective, so South Africa, Sri Lanka are out, unfortunately. Our
Yeah,
viewers had told me this because of run rate. They got screwed
run
yesterday
rate,
against
yeah.
New Zealand. Now, if South Africa win, they go through. Most likely, they're favorites to go through. But how are you looking at it? And if they do go through, who do you see favorites in the semifinals?
I mean, honestly, agar अपन ऐसा, see, from an Indian fan perspective, I would ideally say India and England will come in the semi-finals. Sorry, India and Australia will come. क्या बोल रहा हूँ मैं? India England ही चाहिए ना?
India, England will play in the finals, you're saying?
हाँ, इंडिया इंग्लैंड ही चाहेंगे मेरे हिसाब से, इंडिया, बट इफ आई एम लुकिंग एट वेरी रियलिस्टिकली द वे ऑस्ट्रेलिया हैज बीन डोमिनेंट, it'll be Australia and England, because I don't see South Africa haven't been that great at home. I mean, it is a home advantage and stuff, but they've not lived up to that potential like you usually see, right? They're not their opener Waldemort, she's not been performing. Captain thode bata ke runs maar le rahi. Shabnam has not been that crazy as she usually is. She's not using that pace and stuff. So mere
अरे
hisab se I still feel
क्या
kahin na
हरकत
kahin
नहीं है यार, वो ये अच्छा डाल रही है।
ऑस्ट्रेलिया, डालने का अच्छा इम्पैक्ट ज्यादा नहीं दिख रहा ना ब्रो, लाइक आई
No,
मीन
it's
जिस तरीके।
because like overall the team is not as strong.
हाँ, सो आई
That's
मीन
why.
ओवरऑल अगर टीम वाइज ही देख रहा हूँ, लाइक पाउंड फॉर पाउंड जो बोलते हैं, आई थिंक विल बी ऑस्ट्रेलिया कमिंग टू द फाइनल एंड इंग्लैंड।
Australia, England, you're saying in the final. Okay. And based on performances, you have a good point. Like based on what's happening right now, that looks
Yeah, that's
likely.
all I'm saying based on the point where West Pakistan कैसे आ रही है और वेस्ट इंडीज से तो
It was a close game, and that was a very close game.
how did they mess that up, man? Like that's messed up.
And did you see एकदम से पॉम्बे बंगला आ गया बीच में, दोनों कमेंट्री
How
कर रहे थे, एक पाकिस्तान की
how
और एक वेस्ट
yeah,
इंडीज, and then उन्हें बीच में आ गया। It was good though. That was a really good game. Nail
कौमी को
biter.
मारा सही टाइम पे कहा ना।
uh, Bangladesh would have given us better competition. I mean,
Yeah.
look, like a lot of people have been saying this, Australia have been poor, this, that, but like I always go back to that day two, end of day two, Australia were in the driver's seat in this game, in that game. So I always feel that, like it was, yes, it was crazy, nonsensical batting, but crazy bowling as well. And they got confused. I'll tell you very honestly, I've been doing a lot of reading on like their approach and everything after the game. They got confused because look, Peter Hanscom, he did not score. He didn't. I think he hit one sweep shot in his innings of 70, whereas Khwaja hit 100 sweep shots. Like almost every other shot was a sweep shot and he made 80. So they got a bit confused, and they felt that on this pitch they need to attack Ashwin and Jadeja. And instead of reading the ball, looking at the ball, they were looking at the bowler, and they just wanted to try to apply the pressure on the bowler in that second innings, get quick runs, get to 200, 250, and put India into bat and try to pick up wickets. And वहाँ पे फंस गए उन लोग. It looks very like bad now, but at one stage they were in total control of the test match, I felt, and they just let it slip. I understand what you're saying about, but Australia selectors themselves will drop him after 35 to 36. So usually Australia players stop playing international cricket around that age, particularly the bowlers. Yeah, I agree. With batters, sometimes they start their careers at 30. I remember Mike Hussey and
I
these
mean,
guys.
yeah, I mean, मैं तो ऐसे ही बोले भाई, current situation में there is Boland obviously. Even if he has 2-3 years, I'm pretty sure Australia, the way they have the recruitment and process, and like उन लोगों के domestic league में, Lance Morris भी वहीं से आ रहा, so they will obviously get some people over the years. अपन we जब McGrath ला थे तो we never used to think कि आगे prolong होगा, but they always bring someone. Brett Lee आ गया, इन्हें आ गया, so they always produce from somewhere or the other. But yeah, I understand. Like Boland could be dropped, but if he maintains himself and his agility and stuff, he could still prolong a career. Is what I'm saying. I'm not saying necessarily he'll play for Australia. Maybe.
ऑस्ट्रेलिया वाले इंग्लैंड के हाइलाइट्स तो नहीं देख के आए थे सेकंड इनिंग्स में। इंग्लैंड को
अगर देख के भी आए तो एक ना एक को परफॉर्म करता ना है, कोई नहीं परफॉर्म करा यहाँ पे, तो हाइलाइट्स ने आई थिंक सीधा विकेट्स देखे थे शायद गलती से, तो आई डोंट
नहीं
नो।
वही था, like they got confused also. the flick shot is something that they didn't play as much as India did. Ashwin, Akshar Patel, even Jadeja, Virat Kohli, they were playing the flick shot. They were getting runs. Australia just trying to play the sweep, and if you try to play more vertical than horizontal,
Vertical.
you get more success on this pitch. But the thing is, they saw Travis Head. He didn't play, like, he played maybe one or two sweeps, and then but he still got out. You know what I mean? And Labuschagne, he played like one or two sweeps, but he still got out as well, like playing straight. So that's why they got confused. They got confused on how to perform on this pitch, and the presence of Ashwin and Jadeja really impacted them. That's all I can say. New Zealand की innings देखी लगी highlights में.
वाह न्यूजीलैंड की देख ली होंगी सेकंड इनिंग्स बट लाइक माय पॉइंट ओवर लाइक द ओनली थिंग इज लाइक ऑस्ट्रेलिया शुड नॉट बी इजीली सो माइंड लाइक यू नो माइंड व्हाटएवर यू वांट टू से इट लाइक कंफ्यूज्ड एंड बॉग्ड बिकॉज़ भाई आप जो कंट्री रिप्रेजेंट करे आपके जो लाइक करंट रैंकिंग थी इन टर्म्स ऑफ हाउ यू नो kill opposition throughout the years इतने easily आप you were not able to read the conditions. You came to India like for some time earlier. आप सिडनी में भी 2 महीने प्रैक्टिस करे, आप सब पढ़ लिए, सब चीज़ें मालूम आपको ओवर द इयर्स का भी एक्सपीरियंस है. इतनी जल्दी आप खाली 2 लोगों को देख के आप पूरे टीम को बोले स्वीप मारो, that looks like childish, right? Like you play according to the condition. If you have opposition में भी लोग who are performing, study them rather than your people are feeling. कितने चीजें आप कर सकते हैं बेटर. आप माइंडसेट इतना बुरा क्रैक हो गया कि 11 के 11 प्लेयर were not able to perform. Your bowlers were not able to pitch on the correct lines. Like even Lyon in the first test, you were not able to get a lot. But second test, I would say he was still the better of the bowlers. But there were so many holes, and considering this Australian team was a strong team. But yeah, in India probably it's difficult to play. I'm going to give them that, but could have done much better than what we saw. Is the only thing.
Yes. And from the just going back to the World Cup right now, if you see who has impressed you so far in this World Cup, in terms of batting, in terms of bowling as well, individuals, if you wanted to name a few players.
For me, like the biggest one is Richa Ghosh because she's been consistent. I keep telling this finisher अपन IPL की भी जब बात कर रहे थे, you said like there's no finisher in. I think she's an RCB if I'm not wrong. And she is going to be that finisher, man. She's definitely going to be like the Pollard or the T Russ of that tournament, and I see that happening. So she's one who has really impressed me, and then from England it was Nat Scavier. Obviously we know what she's capable of doing. Meg Lanning, man, that she's been performing phenomenally well with the bat. Marufa Akhtar, who was in Bangladesh, the fast bowler, I was shocked by her as well. Nothing major that she done, but the impact that she had in that team. A few, so yeah, I mean, there have been a lot of good performances, but Richa Ghosh completely something else.
Yeah, no, 100%. I agree. For me, also, Ashley Gardner, she was outstanding both with bat and ball. She's been really good in this tournament. Another all-rounder that Australia have produced, and she's lived up to that hype. New Zealand ना हार गए श्रीलंका से जान के, ऑस्ट्रेलिया ना पहुंचे. ऑस्ट्रेलिया 4 मैच यहाँ हार गए. ऑस्ट्रेलिया वक्त बदल जाएगा. Yeah, like अगर श्रीलंका जीत के 2-0 और ऑस्ट्रेलिया यहाँ पे 4-0 हार गए तो इंडिया श्रीलंका हो सकता है, I think, right? तो
हो सकता है.
मगर मोस्ट लाइकली मुझे इंडिया ऑस्ट्रेलिया ही दिख रहा है. आई फील इवन
थोड़ा मुश्किल भी है ना न्यूजीलैंड को हराना. ऐसा इतना भी आसान नहीं है ऑब्वियसली जितना इंग्लैंड पता है, बट लाइक इंग्लैंड की टीम भी तगड़ी है. ऑब्वियसली दे आर यूज्ड टू दोस कंडीशंस सिमिलर टू न्यूजीलैंड ही है. बॉल मूव होता एंड स्टफ लाइक दैट. ऑब्वियसली टुवर्ड्स द लास्ट एंड पिचेस फ्लैट हो जाता, बट बेसबॉल एंड ऑल ऑफ दीस टेक्निक्स आर हेल्पिंग देम. बट श्रीलंका ऑन द अदर हैंड आर इन अ रीबिल्डिंग फेज. उनकी टीम खुद लाइक थोड़ी बहुत यंग है, थोड़ी बहुत एक्सपीरियंस है. So I mean, for Sri Lanka, I don't know what their test record is right now. At this point of time, how are they in tests? I'm not sure, but I mean, it might be a big task for them to win 2-0 also, right?
Yeah, it will. I think it could be 1-1. I see this series 1 because I saw Bangladesh also cause problems to New Zealand last year, and New Zealand right now are missing some key players as well. They're not looking as fluent as we normally see them. And the last year and this year, they just don't look themselves right now. So that's why maybe I would give Sri Lanka a game. But I think it's going to be very difficult. If it's 2-0 to Sri Lanka, I'll be extremely surprised. I think New Zealand will either win the series or it'll be 1-1 maximum. I don't think that they can win 2-0.
Or it'll be like a draw and like no result.
Yeah, but मेरे लिए तो like ऐसा बहुत मुश्किल दिख रहा है. Sri Lanka win 2-0, that'll be incredible effort. That will be incredible. And then you see World Test Championship कहाँ है? इंग्लैंड में. अगर आप ऑस्ट्रेलिया से खेल रहे पूरा बदल जाता है भाई. वहां पे टर्न होता. बोलो जडेजा
तो 1 किलोमीटर मूव होता.
Ashwin Jadeja अक्सर पिंडा भी नहीं खेलेंगे. And that's a huge loss, not only bowling wise, that's a huge loss batting wise. You need Shardul
Yeah.
Thakur to step up. You need, I don't know who play Hardik Pandya there. I don't know what's going to happen, but
Umesh
this
Yadav, baby. Umesh
पूरा
Yadav.
पूरा पलट जाएगा पूरा because
Yeah.
in those conditions your batting will be tested, your bowling will be tested, and it'll suit the other team if it's Australia. So yeah, it'll be difficult, but I think for now you have to take it step by step. The main thing is to qualify for the World Test Championship. If they win the next game, their job is done. They can relax, and after that, after the IPL, they can start planning, or towards the end of the IPL, they can start planning. Amir bhai फिर से rule out of PSL of injury. अरे यार कल कराची लाहौर का गेम था, मैं enjoy करा वो, that's a big rivalry, and Karachi won that. It was the first win of the tournament. But he's ruled out. That is sad, man. अभी यहाँ पे क्या सीन है, विकेटां जा रहे हैं इन लोगों के, क्वेटा versus
Quetta versus.
Quetta versus Peshawar is also going on right now. They got off to a really good start, but now what is the question? 21 of 30, but they're still losing wickets. But yeah, the equation is fine. I think Peshawar.
Yeah, but they still have Shanaka on strike, and you know he can finish it, right? So Shanaka hai. But Chachu 50 मार दिए फिर आज.
Chachu 50
फॉर्म में यार आराम से लाइफ.
He's a really good player, man. And भाई जो पूरे लोग बोलते थे मिडिल ऑर्डर नहीं है पाकिस्तान during that World Cup. The way we play in finals and semi-finals, even Sri Lanka will be tough for us. Could be. I'm not ruling that out. Sri Lanka, New Zealand किधर है? New Zealand में. It's in New Zealand. So that's why it'll be a bit. Sri Lanka में था तो then सबकी फट जाती थी. They'll put rank turners and it'll be very tough for New Zealand. But it's there. It's down under. So it's going to be a big challenge for Sri Lanka in that way. It won't be that easy for them. South Africa, I think, are out now, right? Because India won 2 games. They're not going to be able to qualify. Kyle Jamieson का कोई अच्छा replacement बताओ CSK के लिए यार. The thing is, Jamieson test matches में मेरे को ज़्यादा impressive दिखता. But T20, like he was okay for RCB. I wouldn't say he was bad, but replacement कौन है यार मेरे को?
CSK की टीम.
हाँ, मेरे को top of the head मेरे को समझ में नहीं आ रहा कौन रहेगा उसका replacement. But
he's undergoing some surgery, so he's out permanently for now.
Permanently,
3-4 months he's gonna be out.
Longer period. Permanently, मतलब he's done his career.
Permanently बोला तो for till the IPL. I mean, I'm sorry.
उसका replacement कौन है? अब सोच के मैं बताता हूँ आपको अंशुल भाई. But उनके पास Ben Stokes भी है वहाँ पे. It's going to be crazy. Man, Chennai and Mumbai are going to be very strong this year. It's going to be tough, I think, for other teams now. It's going to be tough, and because these two are coming back strong with the vengeance, they've beefed up their squad. They're more experienced now, and I think with a few players coming back from injuries, they'll be on top.
The only replacement they have is Dwayne Pretorius, right? Because
Shanaka is not a bad option. Shanaka they can get him right into the squad. That's not a bad option. Yeah, I'd go with that. Again, अब उसका form देखना पड़ेगा and everything, but yeah, like for like, I would take him. I think that's a very good option. I forgot that he didn't get sold, man. Shanaka. I know he's 31, 32, but still he's been in really good form over the last 6 months or so.
But they even have Dwayne Pretorius who can bowl fast right as well. So I mean, already एक है उनके camp में player foreign. So
but like Jamieson, yes, they'll still have to replace that player, so they'll have to look for replacements in that way. And who is Sunrisers captain? Did they announce it yet? No, huh? Ashwin was saying something. Ashwin was saying I think you're saying who he thinks is going to be captain, but I didn't see
for
that.
Sunrisers.
Yeah.
हाँ इधर कहीं को देख रहे हो.
कोई पेस बॉलर मिल गया वो सही है. हाँ बिल्कुल.
100%.
But if has any other
unsold pot देखना पड़ेगा अपने को क्या है unsold में क्या बचा हुआ है types.
Yes, sir. Any other things you wanted to discuss today?
Discuss. What else was there to discuss? I think Quetta is won or lost like a beach match.
Both are 19 or 25. They'll probably lose.
Yes. Markram and SRS. Yeah, Markram is the Sunrisers in Sunrisers.
They announced it?
Not the captain. He's in SRS or not? That's what they're asking. They won't announce it now, I think. There's still time to the tournament now.
Yeah, Markram plays for Sunrisers. Bro, Chirag, why are you confusing everybody like that, man? He plays for Sunrisers. Yeah, I think they'll announce it maybe next month, March. He will be captain.
Yeah,
Uh,
towards like the next 20 in the next 20 days maybe I think शुरू होने वाला है because अभी इतना market भी नहीं हो रहा due to India Australia. The only thing that they're marketing right now is the impact player rule and stuff like that. So I think वो भी देखना पड़ेगा. हल्लो हल्लो फिर शुरू होगा, vibes शुरू होंगे, colors आएंगे, yellow and red and orange and back to the IPL. Some song will come out, something will happen. So yeah, looking forward to it. But yeah, definitely
Hazelwood का
gonna
भी
be a
मुश्किल है. He sent home, right? Hazelwood, his injury, he's not recovered in time for the next two test
I
matches.
think Lance Morris को मौका देंगे क्या? Do you think Lance Morris should get a chance with that pace?
I don't think Boland did anything that wrong, so maybe
Pace
just go.
wise, there's a lot of difference between the both, right? He's the guy like 133, 136, and that guy like 146,
But on
147.
Indian pitches, it might be better for the batters if he has pace. I don't know, maybe. Also, lack of experience, accuracy could be an issue. You could play him. You could play him to do something
Would play him
different.
also, no, not get caught out because a lot of people haven't played him. So maybe it could be a other way
Yeah,
around, or it could work.
but that's the thing, right? If it doesn't work, they're gonna get pelted, battered in the media.
Hmm.
Australia. That's why I don't know if they're in the mood of taking risks right now. So that's the only thing.
RCB तो गया, yeah, RCB भी है ना.
स्टार्क खेलेगा यार. मिचेल स्टार्क भी फिट हो गया. उसको खिलाई नहीं बोला because they wanted to play the extra spinner, but he's fit as well. So Mitchell Stark is an option.
Cam
Honestly,
Green भी तो आएगा ना. Cam
I
Green
would play
खेलेगा.
three spinners and Stark, or three spinners and Cameron Green and Cummins. Like I'll play two pacers and take out like Renshaw or whatever, the extra batter, take them out, make Travis
रेनशॉ
Head.
को तो मौका भी नहीं देना यार. और रेनशॉ तो वाह, I don't see
भाई
the point
स्टार्क
of
और
doing.
स्टार्क या कैमरन कर ले सकते हैं बैटिंग वहां पे. उसको
Yeah.
ऊपर ट्रेविस हेड को ऊपर भिजाओ, रेनशॉ को निकालो टीम में से. वार्नर तो
वार्नर भी नहीं है ना, तो वार्नर की जगह कौन है फिर?
वही ट्रेविस हेड को खिलाओ ऊपर. वार्नर की जगह में इसको बॉलर को खिलाओ बोल रहा हूँ मैं. गो विद एन एक्स्ट्रा बॉलर आई एम सेइंग.
अच्छा, yeah, makes
And let
sense.
Mitchell Stark do a Jadeja or Akshar Patel kind of innings. Like, just do that, man. Like, you've tried everything. Go with their extra bowler, because if you have India on the ropes again, ensure that you have a bowler who can finish off the innings. So go
Yeah.
with that extra bowler, I feel. Because I don't think that extra batter is doing anything for you. So I'm not. That's what I would do. I would go with five bowlers from Australia's point, and that's what India is doing as well. It's just that Akshar, Jadeja, and Ashwin are also batting really well, which is helping India. But will they bat? All three of them won't be able to play in England. That's the only thing which is thing. एक बात नोट के PSL में जो बाबर एंड रिजवान की टीम में के मिडिल ऑर्डर में फायर पावर रही है, कोच सब जानता है बाबर एंड रिजवान के बारे में. मतलब मिडिल ऑर्डर में फायर पावर है बिकॉज मैं समझा
नहीं, because basically रिजवान एंड बाबर ऊपर आके स्लो कर रहे थे, तो पीछे फायर पावर है टू probably balance that, बोल रहे हैं अंशुल भाई. जैसे अगर आप, बट रिजवान भी अच्छा खेल रहा है, टू बी ऑनेस्ट. लाइक he's been scoring big runs. I mean he's taking 40-50 balls. That's what I think अंशुल भाई से कि मिडिल ऑर्डर में काफी हिटर्स है. लाइक इफी है, इनू है and every team is like in the middle order. like अगर अपन पिशावर की मिडिल ऑर्डर कौन है मुझसे, like if you can just say like there's Cadmore and Roman Powell, James Lee, big hitters, right? Yeah, so I think वो है.
Chanaka, Wabrias. भाई Sami Ayub, he got out for a duck, but that guy really impressed me, man. क्या खेल रहा है, aggressive, fearless cricket, smashing it out of the park. He's a very good lefty. I think he's one for the future. Really.
What about Azam Khan, man? Azam Khan hit a paddle scoop the other day. मैं परेशान हो गया.
Azam Khan, this is his the second PSL I'm watching him play in. He really impressed me in the last one, and again I think he's
Shocking that he didn't pick, huh?
Not shocking.
I mean,
but I think he will get. I think he will in the future will get picked, but it's not shocking. But there's two things. And one thing, I won't even talk about the fitness. The thing is that his fast bowling game. When they pepper him with the short ball, that's something that he had a weakness with last year. So that's why they didn't pick him. I think in the World Cup, and fitness is another reason. But like for me, the guy's so athletic, and it's fine, man. Like he should play. I think
he's not athletic. That's why they don't.
He is very athletic. You've seen the way he keeps. He's not fit is different, but athletic, he's a gymnast. So he's
yes. Multan batting: Rizwan, Shan, Masood, Riley Russo, Miller, Pollard, Khushdil, and Tim Tabor. Yeah, man, that's some solid batting there. But Khushdil नहीं समझ में आया मेरे को आज तक. Khushdil बहुत off दिखता है मेरे को. But apart from that, Tim David was solid BPL. Riley Russo तो देखे अपन. Miller also. Pollard तो अपन क्या ही बोल सकते हैं.
Azam Khan is keeping well, man. He's taking catches, running around. He's like jumping, diving. He's keeping well.
Don is asking his health, bro. He's keeping well. Yeah, he's good. Azam Khan is
I thought
keeping.
he's
No, no,
not.
he is. I'm just messing with you.
It could be because in between he had illness in the, was it in the BBL or the Sri Lankan
Yeah,
Premier
but
League?
obviously he's playing this tournament, so yeah, he must be keeping well, hopefully.
Yeah, but he's a really good. मैं
Hey,
बोल रहा हूँ
man, we
मुस्तफा
can.
भाई जिमनास्ट तो नहीं है भाई भाई है उन्हें क्या कूदता है भाई देखो आप उन्हें कैसा डाइव डाइव वाइव कैसा मारता है उन्हें I mean he's not a gymnast but he's dives like a
Ag-
gymnast he's athletic
agile है एथलेटिक तो वो अलग वर्ड है भाई एजाइल होगा मे बी बट लाइक
मतलब
जिम
क्या फर्क मतलब
फ्लेक्सिबल है अच्छा है थोड़ा
yeah
आता
he's
वाता तो है
flexible that's what I'm
या
saying मैं बोल रहा हूँ
एजाइल
flexible
एजाइल
athletic का
जिमनास्ट
मतलब
बोले
क्या
तो एथलेटिक लाइक फिट रनर टाइप्स लाइक दैट्स व्हाट एथलेटिक बॉडी जो बोलते हैं this
अच्छा
is not athletic body this is Atlantic body I mean Atlantic body है but yeah
No, but
athletic
look,
is
for
like
me, it doesn't
okay
make a difference, man. Like, cricket is a different sort of fitness. You can say the game has changed, this and that. It's all BS. It's
या
just changed
वीरोपाजी को
over.
देखो जी वीरोपाजी भी भजिए खा के आके 300 मारता था so
वो
yeah
talent है तो talent है. Inzamam ul Haq was one of the greatest batsmen, of his time. So, like, it doesn't matter. Like, and he does jump around this guy to see some of the catches that he takes. Peshawar versus Quetta. Peshawar need 19 or 18 yards. Slow down, man.
it went
Just
for a
slow down.
maiden over I think huh
Yeah, I think so.
yeah
Azam
Hasnain
Khan.
बोला maiden over yeah नहीं
Yeah. Azam Khan reminds me of Ramesh Pawar.
नहीं
Yeah.
भाई it reminds me of a heavier Piyush Chawla Ramesh Pawar was bad man Ramesh Pawar was something else with his red Oakleys he was a darkened Tendulkar
Ramesh Pawar. Yeah, but that's what it is, man. It's a different. रोहित शर्मा को कितने लोग कहाँ बोल रहे थे वर्ल्ड कप के टाइम पे भाई बड़ा पाओ ये वो ए
बट
ओ
अभी
अब
देखो तुम
कैसा मार
अगर
रहा है
अभी
मतलब
अभी हाँ अभी देखो ना थोड़ा बहुत उन्हें वो करा अपने आप पे द वे ही
नहीं
वाज इन
करा
द टी
कुछ भी
ट्वेंटी
ऐसी
टी
नहीं
ट्वेंटी टी ट्वेंटी वर्ल्ड कप में देखो तुम उसका पेस दिख क्या रहा
लड़के से
था
परफॉर्मेंस नीचे था तो बॉडी शेप कर रहे थे उन्हें
मैं
अभी भी ड्रेसिंग रूम में आके खाना ही पूछता है उन्हें खाना ही खाता है कुछ
खाना
ही
पूछ रहा
नहीं
लेकिन देखो खाना तो पूछ रहा लेकिन आप देख लो डिफरेंस है उसके अंदर फुल गया
नहीं
था
यार
मुंह पूरा
कुछ भी
उसका
नहीं उन्हें
और एक
ही
महीने
स्टिल
में पूरा पानी निकाल लिया उन्हें
नहीं वो exaggeration it's not like that man like it's different
जिमनेस्ट
bro
है जी रोहित शर्मा
इस इमाद वसीम को टीम में मौका मिलना चाहिए भाई बोलो वहां पे कुछ पॉलिटिक्स चल रहे हैं नहीं
वहाँ
मिलेगा
लड़ाई है भाई वहाँ रीजनलिज्म बहुत ज्यादा है आई डोंट
he
नो
reminds me of Cornwell oh आगे the Kadvi Khalakam baby let's go
वांट वड़ा
man the man they were ready for you bro they
वांट
want
वड़ा
what up
पाव
now
नाउ
now reach the Mumbai bro कुछ भी नहीं करा फैज भाई कौन
करा भाई रोहित शर्मा आप देखो जाके टी20 में और अब
नहीं
देखो
करा
वर्ल्ड कप
यार
का
कुछ
रोहित
भी it's
शर्मा
just you
क्या
have this
शर्मा
thing in your head that if you're fit you'll play good ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है यार क्रिकेट
but
में
he was injured so he did recover he did get fit so it does help
No, but I'm talking about physique wise, like fit in terms of like a bodybuilders or not bodybuilder, but like what would you say? Eight packs and stuff like Virat Kohli type
no
body.
man you don't need packs I'm not saying you need packs but there is some kind of a regime that he's going through which is good
By
बियर्ड
fit के साथ
स्टाइलिस्ट रख
में-
लिया बस शायद अरे
Yeah,
नहीं
yeah, he's not like changed
नंबर वन
much.
मार रहा खाली दाढ़ी पे
अगर
अगर
पाकिस्तान इंडिया
पाकिस्तान
से
इंडिया से
टेस्ट मैच
टेस्ट मैच
खेलती तो
खेलती है
कितने
तो
दिन में
कितने
खत्म
दिन में
होता
खत्म हो जाता जब ऑस्ट्रेलिया का ऐसा हाल है नहीं बोल सकते एक्चुअली पाकिस्तान में भी you have good players and I mean spin I don't know how Pakistan is actually plays spin that well but yeah let's see
अगर ये यू नो 6-7 साल
साथ साथ
पहले था तो
पहले होता था
क्रेजी अजमल जब रहता
अजमल या
हाँ वो टाइम पे खतरनाक टेस्ट मैच वैसे पिचेस नहीं बनाते उन लोग बिकॉज पाकिस्तान वेरी क्वालिटी बिग क्वालिटी आई हैव फैमिली पैक
the biryani or your body that's the difference but yeah
या
Yeah, but Cesar, I was shocked to see Ajmal in the PSL. Like, he's in apart from he's a part of one of the coaching staffs, right? Like, अरे इन्हें जाना पहचाना दिख रहा भूल गया मैं उसको एकदम देखते कि forget थे इतने में अरे अजमल है यार ये तो but उन्हें बहुत थ्रो करता था यार उन्हें अजमल
कौन आज नहीं यार उसको फंसा दिया बिकॉज उन्हें बहुत विकेट ले रहा था फंसा दिया तो उन्हें जबरदस्त बॉलर था अजमल वाज आउटस्टैंडिंग मैन
Yeah, it was something
incredible
next
ball and that's why I rate that Virat Kohli innings really highly the 183 in the Asia Cup against Pakistan when they chased like 350 that I rate it very highly because it was against Ajmal and he played him really well in that tournament. Ajmal always used to get the better of Sachin, I remember, and except for 2011 the video had what's it called the DRS had something else to say. एक बात बीसीसीआई की बताइयो जब रोनाल्डो वर्ल्ड कप फॉर्म में की वजह से कैप्टन भर हो सकता है केएल राहुल को नहीं, रोहित शर्मा को मैं समझ में नहीं आया, प्लीज।
बेसिकली saying if रोनाल्डो इतना बड़ा प्लेयर होके वर्ल्ड कप के बेंच पे बैठ सकता है, कैप्टन ऑफ पोर्चुगल, लेजेंड ऑफ पोर्चुगल होके he can sit on the bench, then what is the problem with KL Rahul not being sidelined and someone explain this to Rohit Sharma basically. तो ये
तो
अचल भाई सिर्फ रोहित शर्मा के हाथ में भी नहीं है ना, राहुल द्रविड़ है, मैनेजमेंट है, बहुत से लोग है।
8 of
बट या
13
आई मीन आपकी बात एक चीज सही है कि अगर रोनाल्डो, बट वो गेम
भाई, मगर जब रोनाल्डो को बेंच करे कितना हंगामा हुआ, कितना
हंगामा हुआ, लेकिन करे ना, लाइक दैट्स द पॉइंट, करे ना,
उसको
बेंच
भी कर देंगे, उसको
कर देंगे। मतलब उनका पॉइंट वही है कि भाई अगर नहीं बैठ सकता तो अभी तक तो नहीं बैठा ना केएल राहुल, तो वो हिसाब से
Ronaldo could be. It was like he should have been benched from like before. The guy took a decision a bit like towards the end, and क्या हुआ?
he took it.
And what happened when they got knocked out? They all blamed the coach कि Ronaldo को start करना था. He's the best player. This that. So like man, that's it can work both ways. KL bench हो जाएगा, आप टेंशन मत लो. If he doesn't
KL is
perform,
not playing the next test, भाईजान, क्या बोल रहे हैं आप? KL Rahul not playing the next test. He's already, the man dam's gone, خلاص.
but he'll definitely come back into form.
He'll
He'll
come
be
back,
in
but
the-
Ishan Kishan, Shubman Gill is gonna play.
Okay, let's see if he hits a century. I don't even think he's going to play, man. I don't think he's going to play. And it's not like Shubman Gill also will come in and like, I hope he does, but I don't know if he's going to come in and smash it straight away. It'll be a test for him also. So let's see. आप देख लो.
आप देखो, मेरे को तो मालूम but नहीं, I'm pretty sure if he plays, man, then next level हो जाएंगे आप politics, because man, the guy doesn't deserve to play anymore. That's just it. शुभमन भाई 200 मार लिया, 100 मार लिया, और क्या मारना उन्हें, सब सीधा मार लेके बैठा हुआ है बेचारा।
Yeah, I mean, Shubman Gill could mil jayega chance. I don't think it will be an issue. But look, there's definitely something that Rohit Sharma sees in him. That's why he's giving him a specific group. The only person he backed more than this is Virat Kohli, who had a even worse form. That's the only person he backed more, and he never thought of dropping him. Even though media houses started calling for Virat Kohli to be dropped. If you remember, just go back before the Asia Cup, they were saying, "Bhai, ab bas ho gaya." But Rohit Sharma continued to back him. So this is the second time I'm seeing him back somebody like who's completely out of form. And,
but I think उसकी चेहरे पे दिख गया था जब उन्हें घुटने पे मार के कैच चले गया था, उन्हें भी यूं सिर पकड़ लिया, like
yeah, the thing is, Rohit Sharma, because it's Virat Kohli, it was a bit easier for him, but he was getting questioned. People were saying ki bhai drop karo, and he didn't. And you have to credit Rohit Sharma for that, like the way he handled everything. And also Virat Kohli backed Rohit Sharma when Rohit Sharma wasn't in form. You remember, I think the last World Cup, the one in Dubai, someone asked Virat Kohli, shouldn't you drop Rohit Sharma? He started laughing. He said, "You want me to drop Rohit Sharma? You crazy?" Like, so they backed each other. And you have to give him credit for that, because there were people saying that he should be dropped. He's dropped from vice captaincy. It makes it clear it's only Rohit. It's only on Rohit and Dravid. अब इससे ज़्यादा कोई कुछ नहीं कर सकता, कोई फायदा नहीं बात करके. Exactly. मैं तो कब से बोल रहा हूँ ये बात. Yeah, it's not. He's dropped from vice captain. Now, if they play him, then it's on them. It's not on us. We can't do anything about it.
And neither can he, because he'll have to play, and then he'll get out again, and then he'll again go in the rut. So recycle, reuse है मसला.
Huh?
Recycle, reuse, वैसा हो गया ना.
Yeah, there's always going to be a time when a player will go through this phase. There's always, this is not the first time I'm seeing this, and it's not going to be the last time. I've seen a lot of players like this go through this kind of phase.
100%. I mean,
for example, we say, yeah, okay, Virat Kohli did so much. That's true. Like, KL Rahul didn't do what Virat Kohli did. But then there's Manish Pandey. There's like a lot of players, man, who got backed for a long.
But I think at that time also you didn't have people like Shubman Gill hitting a 200 and 100.
Sitting right there, bro.
But like in terms of like
right
this kind
there,
of
Kohli kept taking Pandey. Kept taking him.
What the Delhi connection honga kuch, I don't know, man. Chole Bhature
family. I think they were in RCB together early on as well. Whatever it is, it happens, man. It happens. ये बात रोहित की भी पता है. अगर राहुल ड्रॉप हुआ फिर कमबैक मुश्किल है. गिल my competition में. I'm doubtful on Gill also if he can score on these pitches. Yeah, it's a good point. Like, he has played on these pitches. He was there in that England series. He did not perform, and people were saying that he needs to step up his game. But he did have a good series away from home in Australia. So let's see what happens. It's been a mixed bag, but now he has the confidence of the white ball format, and we know that like no matter what you say, it does help when if you have runs in another format. It does help. Look, Virat Kohli is not scoring those runs, those hundreds right now, but he looks a much better player in this series compared to the summer when he played the Test match against England. Zalmi won by 4 wickets. Mubarak. All his centuries and double centuries were on flat pitches. To be
Bobby
honest,
baby, Bobby baby, हाँ. Who KL Rahul और गिल्स, शुभमन गिल्स. अच्छा ठीक है.
yeah, Shubman Gill is on flat pitches. But there was one really good innings, 90 at the Gabba. That was on a tough pitch. There was a crack in the middle of the pitch, so he did well over there.
नहीं अब देखो भाई, at some point of time चलो flat pitches पे था, but you have to give him a chance to know if he's capable of doing it on any kind of pitch, right? Like credit is where credit, like credit due where credit देना पड़ता, and he did hit a 200 even if it's a flat pitch, to be on the pitch for so long and potentially winning that match and stuff. I think आप एक बार तो टेस्ट करके तो देखना कि कैसा करेंगे उन्हें.
No, test to करेंगे. Look, honestly, what they've done so far, I didn't have a big problem with it. Shubman Gill is only 22, 23, right now. He's very young. He has a lot of उन्हें थोड़े games नहीं खेला. It's fine. You're trying to back somebody that you have trust in, who you think is talented and who you think is a vital cog to your team. And KL Rahul, you're trying to get his confidence back up. उसको 2 extra game खिला दिए. ठीक है, I don't think it's an issue. Now, if you want to give Shubman Gill a chance, you should give Shubman Gill a chance. But like what they've done so far, I'm not really frustrated about it. It's okay. Like he still has a lot of years in him, Shubman Gill.
He has a lot of years. The only thing is like either like देखो भाई, my only thing is 3 formats he's playing. Either you drop him from one of the formats at least, because 3 इनके 3 में उन्हें नहीं
They
खेलना.
will do it. They will do it. But they try to extend as much as possible. They want because they saw something in him. They believed in him. They backed him to a certain point. So they stretched it like a rubber band. Now they will drop him from one of the formats. 100% they will drop. He's not the vice captain anymore. Like they've already punished him in that way. Like he's done. Like we know that now
Yeah.
he's on the brink of one format, so he's going to drop. Now he'll have to focus on the wide ball and try to make a comeback over there, and at least he'll feel better going into the World Cup. That's what he'll have to do.
Yeah, but just a matter of time, I think. करेंगे तो drop, I know, but like I hope even if he comes back in form, I won't have a problem with KL coming back in form, because है भाई stroke अच्छा है सब, but it's just been so long कि इसको हर जगह देख रहे हैं and हर जगह बेचारा fail हो रहा. That's it.
That's now, hopefully. But yeah, that wraps it up. Any last thoughts?
Last thoughts नहीं, अभी moving on to like I'm just waiting for the India Australia. अभी क्या thought है, कुछ करने को नहीं, खाली ये semi-finals देखना है, and yeah, then England का match अभी 24 तारीख से है, तो वो उसके लिए वेट करना है. बट वही इंडिया का टेस्ट मैच खत्म होते हैं कि बैगन कुछ करने हैं, ऐसा लगता हो गया खत्म सब क्रिकेट.
Yeah, the semi-finals, I was just looking at the schedule. I think it's on 23rd and 24th. So Thursday and Friday are the semi-finals. Tomorrow there's England, Pakistan, and South Africa, Bangladesh. That is Tuesday. And then Thursday is your first semi-final, and Friday is your second semi-final, and Sunday is the final. So we're coming to a close, and I think March 1st or 2nd, the IPL starts as well, the women's. So
Yeah.
it's back to a good show. Thank you, Donald, boss. ये हार्दिक पांड्या पगला क्या है, क्या शादी के बाद हल्दी कर रहा है.
हाँ बिकल अभी खेलना है ना, तो रंग अच्छा गोरा होके खेलेगा उन्हें, बट आई मीन उल्टा कर रहा, बट इट्स हिज थिंग ब्रो.
सच बताइयो, ऐसी पिच पे आउट ऑफ फॉर्म बैट्समैन की फॉर्म नहीं आई, फॉर्म बैट्समैन को दिक्कत होती है.
या एग्जैक्टली, एक्चुअली अ वेरी गुड पॉइंट कि अगर ऐसे पिचेस पे फॉर्म कैसा आप ढूंढ रहे हैं, राइट गो तो फ्लैट पिचों पे खेल के फॉर्म ला लो वापस, समथिंग लाइक दैट. दैट्स एक्चुअली अच्छी पॉइंट है अंचल भाई.
Like that's the thing, but it's a challenge. If you see for Indian batters, I was reading an article, I think it was on Cricket Info. They were saying that his average is 30, 32 or something like that. But the pitches that he's playing on, even Virat Kohli's average is like in the last few couple of recent Test matches is like nearing that end, because
But you want to get someone out of a rut, right? So एक rut में अगर आप किसी को ऐसे pitches पे खिला रहे हो, तो और भी उन्हें it is like the
तो maybe
flip
इसलिए
side of.
उसको रस्सी दे रहे, maybe इसलिए बोल रहे हैं कि भाई देखो चैलेंजिंग पिचेस है, तुम थोड़ा
फिर ये कन्वीनियंटली बचाने को जा रही है, ऐसा भी हो सकता है फिर, ऐसे पिचों पे यार पिच मुश्किल की थी, आगे देखो, I'm just trying to say like make something out of nothing, but like you could even say that कि भाई इसको फिर
it's
बचा
not
रहे.
like, of course, if it was a flat pitch also, no guarantee that he'll score runs, but it's a good point. I'm just saying बांग्लादेश इंडिया जैसा ये हाल ना थे इंग्लैंड का. अरे फॉर्म की दिक्कत नहीं, उसका दिमाग खराब है, सबको पता है यार. Like it's a mental thing. His mindset is not. because again उसको technical deficiencies होते दिख रहे नहीं उन्हें बहुत talented बंदा है like you know he doesn't have an issue with the short ball. He can play the swinging delivery. He had one of top 100 like last year 2021 that in overcast conditions Jimmy is swinging it this much, he scored 100 there. So I don't think it's a technical thing, it's all a mind game, and he needs a break from international cricket, and then hopefully he can come back. मगर बैटर तो talented तो है, it's just mind
है भाई,
games.
टैलेंट की तो डाउट नहीं है. Maybe he just take one format at a time, come back slowly rather than playing so much cricket. Just take one game at a time in every format.
In every format, one game at a time. So we'll come back to you hopefully soon. We'll preview the England test match, but before that we have the semi-finals as well to preview. So we'll preview the India versus Australia most likely, and then
Yeah.
England versus either South Africa and New Zealand. Big call of the show, KL century.
If that's a big call or other call, we'll know later.
Big. I mean, first you picked him in your fantasy, so like if
I picked him for other reasons, man. You also know that.
Don, ye kya baat hui? He's picked him in his fantasy and then he's like bashing him. You can't do two things. You can't cover
Because
all
I
this.
picked him in my fantasy because I know he's not going to perform. But I wanted to also show
Why
that
the
I'm still
hell would you
supporting
pick
him.
him? No,
Yeah, I'm just
because you
supporting
had
him.
a feeling.
I stand with
Tell me
KL.
honestly, at the back of your mind, you had a feeling this is his last chance. Maybe he'll perform. I'll take the fantasy points and I'll take the credit that I had him in the team. That's what you were thinking.
I just wanted to show you guys that I don't have a problem with him. I'm just upset that he'll not perform.
I don't understand what that means. Talented है, but doesn't have the heart to play. Timid.
पहले लेटा है फिर उल्टे बात आ रहे भाई फिर हैदराबादी बोले and also like
Yeah,
लेट
yeah,
आने की वजह like
well,
when you
all
thumbnail
bases covered fine. Because if he scored, then you would tell me I picked him in my fantasy. When he took that catch, what did you tell me? The first thing you messaged me, he's in my fantasy team. So deep down, you were thinking that it's his last chance he's going to perform. That's why you picked him. You didn't do it for any other. Why else would you do it? Like, of course, you want.
I'm telling you, like see,
Here
if
now
you're
two
bashing
option है,
someone,
web series and film. नहीं भाई आ जाएगा वापस क्रिकेट में.
फर्जी में आ रहा कहता है KL Rahul भी.
अरे चलो. I will catch you hopefully tomorrow or day after, and we will preview the semi-finals first, and then we'll preview the England,
Move
New
to
Zealand.
England.
Yeah, we'll discuss all the games, and if there's any news coming in between, we will join you guys live. And make sure you like and subscribe, and stay tuned. Give us some like and subscribes, and share it with your friends and family. Also, if you have any ideas for the IPL in terms of content, what you would like to see, do let us know, and we'll try to work on that. So
Yes,
planning
sir.
शुरू हो गई. IPL is a month and a half away, and yeah, we'll catch you very soon. Take care, guys. Have a good night. Thank you for everyone joining. Thank you, Fez.
Thank you, sir. लाइटा बंद कर दिया.